Will Trump's trade war with the EU make Britain the ultimate winner? As the global political and economic landscape evolves, the United Kingdom stands at a unique crossroads to capitalize on its post-Brexit position. Recent discussions have suggested that if the European Union, EU, enters into a trade conflict with the United States under a renewed Trump presidency, the UK may find itself in an advantageous position to leverage its independence from the EU. The Trump presidency and EU tensions. Donald Trump, a figure known for his assertive trade policies and America First agenda, has previously demonstrated a willingness to impose tariffs and renegotiate trade terms with major trading blocs. During his first presidency, Trump made headlines for escalating trade tensions with China and the EU, particularly targeting European industries with tariffs on steel, aluminum, and automobiles. If Trump returns to the White House, analysts predict a renewed focus on American trade interests, potentially at the expense of the EU. Trump's administration may target European economies with new tariffs, particularly in response to EU policies perceived as disadvantaging American companies or products. This sets the stage for a possible EU-US trade war that could have wide-reaching implications. The UK's strategic opportunity. Unlike EU member states, the UK's exit from the bloc grants it the flexibility to negotiate independent trade agreements. Peggy Grande, a former political aide in the Trump administration, recently suggested that Trump could prioritize a favorable trade deal with the UK. Grande emphasized Trump's desire to see Brexit succeed, viewing it as a validation of his own policies favoring national sovereignty over multilateralism. A trade deal with the US could provide the UK with significant economic advantages, particularly as it seeks to expand its global trade footprint post-Brexit. The UK's ability to negotiate directly with the US, without needing to align with EU trade policies, is a distinct advantage that could enable British industries to bypass potential tariffs that might hit EU exporters. Challenges and risks. However, this potential opportunity comes with risks. While a trade agreement with the US could strengthen certain sectors of the British economy, over-reliance on the US may expose the UK to the unpredictability of American trade policy. Trump's approach to trade has been characterized by sudden policy shifts, which could leave the UK vulnerable in the long term. Moreover, experts caution against neglecting ties with the EU. Despite Brexit, the EU remains one of the UK's largest trading partners. And any deterioration in trade relations could have serious economic consequences. Andrew Bailey, the governor of the Bank of England, recently emphasized the importance of maintaining strong trade ties with the EU, particularly as global trade dynamics become increasingly fragmented. He warned that Brexit has already caused disruptions in trade flows and reduced economic growth, making it crucial for the UK to strike a balance between deepening ties with the US and preserving relations with the EU. The EU's dilemma. The EU, on the other hand, faces a complex challenge. Should it retaliate against potential US tariffs, it risks deepening the rift with its transatlantic ally, possibly leading to further economic strain on its member states. In such a scenario, the UK's ability to stay neutral or side with the US on certain issues could enhance its position as a preferred trading partner for Washington. However, EU leaders are unlikely to ignore the geopolitical implications of a closer UK-US alliance. This could lead to further complications in the already strained UK-EU relationship, particularly in areas such as financial services and Northern Ireland trade arrangements. A balanced strategy for the UK. To maximize its post-Brexit potential, the UK must adopt a balanced strategy. While strengthening ties with the US is a logical step, it cannot come at the expense of its relationship with the EU. Diversifying trade partnerships, investing in emerging markets, and fostering innovation in key industries will be critical for long-term economic resilience. The UK's position outside the EU gives it the freedom to chart its own course in global trade, but this independence also comes with the responsibility of navigating complex international relationships. As the EU potentially locks horns with the US, the UK's ability to act as a bridge or alternative partner could define its role on the world stage. In a world where geopolitical tensions and economic rivalries are intensifying, the UK has an opportunity to demonstrate the benefits of its post-Brexit independence. By carefully balancing its relationships with the US and the EU, the UK can position itself as a key player in global trade. However, this will require strategic foresight, diplomatic agility, and a commitment to ensuring that its policies serve both domestic and international interests. As the situation unfolds, the UK's response will not only shape its own economic future but could also serve as a litmus test for the long-term viability of Brexit as a model for national sovereignty in an interconnected world.